So good morning all. In this module we are going to learn about the regulator power supply. In regulator power supply we are going to discuss about the introduction of the regulator power supply and what are the components used in the regulator power supply and the working of the regulator power supply. So the regulator power supply is an embedded circuit which converts AC voltage into a constant DC voltage. Nothing but RPS is an embedded circuit, nothing but a circuit which converts AC voltage into a constant DC voltage without any distortions. Let us take an example. It is an AC. We are giving input as an AC voltage, but we are getting the output as DC without any distortions. So this type of circuit is called an regulator power supply circuit, and this circuit can also be called as linear power supply. RPS can also be called as linear power supply. Converting an AC voltage into a constant DC voltage, we are using some of the components in the circuits. So in that components, mainly four type of components we are using. So what are that? Mainly first one is step down transformer, second one is rectifier which rectifies a AC voltage into a pulsating DC voltage, and a DC filter circuit. DC filter circuit converts the pulsating DC into a constant DC with by reducing the ripples in the circuit, and the regulator which regulates nothing but which maintains the constant DC supply. These are the components: step down transformer, rectifier, DC filter, regulator, and obviously load. So what happens in the circuit? We are giving an AC input. As we all know, the AC is in the form of an sinusoidal wave. So what happens? Step down transformer step downs the voltage from, for example, let us take an single phase AC voltage of 230 volts. So what happens? The step down transformer step downs the voltage from 230 volts to, it might be 100 volts or 50 volts according to the secondary winding, secondary voltage. For example, let us take an number of 50 volts. So these 50 volts of AC wave is rectified by a rectifier. Here we are using a full wave rectifier, bridge type full wave rectifier. So we know the output of an full wave rectifier. What is an output? The output is in the form of pulsating DC. So the rectifier rectifies the AC given AC input to a pulsating DC, nothing but sinusoidal voltage into a pulsating DC voltage. So the output of the rectifier is in pulsating DC, but we have to convert the pulsating DC into a pure constant DC without any fluctuations. So we are using a DC filter. DC filter we are using a CLC filter, nothing but CLC filter. So in CLC filter we as we all know, capacitor does not allow the change in voltage and inductor does not allow the change in current, and obviously second capacitor also same, does not allow the change in voltage. So here we have a pulsating DC. So pulsating nothing but it starts from 0, it goes to high value, maximum value Vmax, and suddenly it downs and comes to 0. So we have to reduce these fluctuations, so we are using CLC filter. Here we have a capacitor, inductor, and capacitor. So what a capacitor does, it does not allow the sudden change in the voltage or change in the voltage. So what happens? The output will be a constant DC because the capacitor does not allow the change in the voltage. So it filters the pulsating DC into a constant DC. Not a constant DC output. But why we are using a regulator? We are using a regulator because to stop the fluctuations of the rise and fall of the voltage. For example, let us take an example. We are giving an input of 230 volts AC, and we are getting an 50 volts of AC, and at the same time we are getting a 50 volts of DC. Okay, what happens if the voltage of 230 volts will be raised due to some reasons to 250 volts? Then automatically secondary voltage will be raised. automatically the secondary voltage will be raised up to, like for example 70 volts, then automatically the DC output will be raised. So to reduce these type of fluctuations in the rise and fall of DC output voltage, we are using a regulator in the circuit to reduce the rise and fall of the voltage. And to maintain the voltage in a constant manner to the load, we are using a regulator in the circuit. So here is the circuit diagram of an regulator power supply. As we all know, step down transformer and a rectifier. Here we are getting a pulsating DC output, and a filter we are getting a cell in a filter circuit we are getting an constant DC voltage. But what happens if the input varies? Then automatically the output will be varied. So to reduce this rise and fall of or variation of output to the input, we are using an regulator in this circuit. This regulator works. We are now going to discuss about the working of an regulator circuit. We are using an NPN transistor. It is a collector terminal of an transistor, emitter terminal of a transistor, base terminal of an transistor, and a resistor connected along the transistor, and the transistor is connected to a Zener diode. Why we are using a Zener diode, later we are going to discuss. And the main thing of using a Zener diode, because it provides an reference voltage, because the Zener diode produces a reference voltage to the transistor to work, to function, to switch on the circuit and to provide the output. So a current from the filter circuits travel to the transistor circuit, nothing but a regulator circuit. The current will be I. So in parallel circuit, as we all know, the current divides and the voltage remains constant. So current, what happens? The current divides. So what is the current of flowing through a resistor? It might be IR. Let it be an IR current. So what happens? The current flowing through the collector terminal of an transistor will be IC. So IC. So here again the current divides due to the parallel path. So what happens? IR current again divides like IB current and IZ, because IZ is nothing but a Zener diode current. IZ is nothing but a Zener diode current. Voltage across the Zener diode is nothing but VZ, and the voltage across the base terminal and emitter terminal of an transistor, let it be VBE, and the voltage across the connector terminal and emitter terminal of an transistor, let it be VCE, and the given input voltage, it might be, let us assume as Vin, and the output voltage will be V0. So the Zener diode is connected in a reverse bias condition. The positive, nothing but the voltage is flowing in the cathode of the Zener diode, and the negative supply is given to the anode of the Zener diode. So the Zener diode is in reverse bias condition. So as we all know, in Zener diode reverse bias condition, the voltage across the Zener diode remains constant. So the VZ, whatever the voltage across the Zener diode remains constant, nothing but VZ remains constant. So now let us apply an KVL to the circuit. So apply an KVL in this loop. So what happens? Here it is an negative, it is positive, right? Due to the current flowing positive and leaving here positive, negative. And here what happened? Here positive, here negative, positive, negative. So apply KVL. So what happens? Minus, here we have the voltage, right? VZ voltage, minus VZ and plus VBE, due to the current enters in positive terminal and leaves in negative terminal, right? So plus VBE and plus V naught equal to 0. So from this we can write V naught equal to Vz minus Vb, right? Let it be equation 1. We can also write as Vbe equal to Vz minus V naught. Let it be equation 2. Equations only to understand how the regulator circuit controls the output voltage even though the input varies. The transistor also acts as an variable resistor. Also, as we all know, if the resistant value increases, automatically voltage drop along the resistor also increases. If the resistor value decreases, automatically the voltage drop in the resistor automatically decreases. If the voltage value of Vb increases, then what happens? Automatically voltage of output V output is also decreases, right? According to this statement. So output voltage will be decreased if the Vb voltage increases. If the Vb voltage decreases, then automatically the output voltage will be increased, right? And the Vz is a constant voltage. Now let us understand the case 1. So what is in case 1? Case 1 is nothing but if the voltage rises. For example, let us take an input voltage of 5 volts is raised to 7 volts. To understand this, we need to write another equation. We need to find another KVL equation. So draw an KVL equation from the input to the output from VCE voltage. So what are the terms? Minus plus. So V in minus VIN and plus VCE and plus V out equal to 0. So we need to find the V out voltage. So V out equal to V in minus VCE. Let it be equation 3. So let's take an example. So let the output voltage will be 5 volts and the input voltage is 7 volts, right? 7 volts and the VC voltage, as I said, the VC acts as an variable resistor. To get the output, what value should be subtracted from 7 to get the 5 volts? So 2 volts should be subtracted from the 7 volts input to get the 5 volts output. So 2 volts, if the input is 7 volts, then the VC voltage is 2 volts to get the output of 5 volts. If, as I said in case 1, if the voltage is raised from 7 volts to 9 volts, what happens? But the output should be remains constant, right? So 5 volts is an output, but the voltage, what happens? It rises from 7 volts to 9 volts. Then what will be the VC voltage? To get the output of 5 volts, we have to subtract the 4 volts from the 9 volts. So automatically the VC voltage will be 4 volts. So by this way, the VC acts as an variable resistor and it also controls the output voltage to remains constant. In case 1, if this all happens if the voltage is raised from 7 volts to 9 volts, nothing but if the voltage is raised from the raised in the input terminal, then the automatically the VC, nothing but a variable resistor, controls the output voltage and the output voltage will be remains constant. Let us discuss about the case 2. What happens if the given input voltage decreases So what, for example, we have taken the 7 volts as an input. What happens if the voltage of 7 volts is decreased to 6 volts? What happens here? So from this equation, output will be 5 volts, right? We have taken an example of 5 volts of output. So what happens if the input is decreased from 7 volts to 6 volts? So automatically V input is 6 volts. As I said, the transistor acts as a variable resistor. So if the input voltage decreases, then automatically, to maintain the output constant, then automatically the resistance value automatically decreases. If the resistance value decreases, then the voltage drop across the resistor will be decreased. So then what happens? The VC voltage will be 1 volt. If the voltage is 7 volts, we are getting a VC voltage of 2 volts to get the output of 5 volts. But here we have an 6 volts of input. So to get the 5 volts and to maintain the output constant of 5 volts, the VC varies and the voltage of VC will be 1 volt. By this way, the regulator circuit maintains the output voltage even though if the input varies. The output voltage will be transferred to the load. By this way, the regulator power supply works. So if you understand the video, if you really like the video, then please like, share and subscribe to our channel KVS Tricks. Thanks for watching.